Someone far smarter and therefore probably far richer than me once said, if you're doing business today the same way as you did 10 years ago, then you're probably dead. And that's certainly true in the internet age. I only have to look at my own business to see what that actually means. Yeah, sure, we still produce print magazines, but our online readership is now 10, sometimes 15 times the size of what it is in print. When I first started as a journalist, I was generally required to produce 1,000, 1,500, sometimes even 3,000 words for an article. Today, a lot of the news I deliver is in the 140 characters that Twitter requires. I think the biggest change has been in the way that myself and my contemporaries in the UK construction press report on things like exhibitions. 25 years or so ago, when I attended my first Con Expo, my first day was spent taking photographs using a camera that used film. That film was then shipped back to the UK by courier. While that was in transit, I was busy writing my copy to fax back to the office, where it would be copy typed by somebody in the UK. And on the third day, I would have to call back to the office to talk the editor through which photographs went with which part of copy. The last time I went to a Con Expo, I broadcast the whole thing live, using nothing more clever than an iPad. I think the biggest change though is not in the way that the content is delivered, but it's the people that are actually doing the delivery. Now personally, I've never reported on a machine from an operator's point of view. Just don't think I'm the right person to do it. I get behind the levers of a machine maybe 6 times a year at best, and I'm a truly awful operator. So my opinion on a machine's comfort or its productivity is largely meaningless. And that's why I stick to just reporting the facts. And that's also why I welcome the likes of Nick Drew at the Diggerman blog and Gavin and Dale over at UK Plant Operators on Facebook. These guys are operators first and foremost, and they are writers second. Their opinion counts. If Nick Drew says a machine is comfortable, I'm willing to take his word for it. If Dale over at UK Plant Operators says a machine is jerky to operate or not particularly productive, again, I tip my hat and I say, okay, I'll go with that. Of course, the arrival of these so-called non-professional journalists hasn't set well with some of the dinosaurs that still roam the world of the print market. I've seen this new breed of online journalists dismissed as mere bloggers, as if that's some sort of demeaning term. I've seen print journalists trying to claim superiority over these guys as well. And worst of all perhaps, I've actually seen established journalists trying to encourage manufacturers to exclude these guys from press conferences and machine launches. Now I take a different approach. Here at diggersanddozers, we've watched what these guys are doing, and to be honest, we have borrowed some of it. As you can see from this, we've stepped up our use of video, we've embraced much more social media, we're very active on Facebook and on Twitter, and increasingly so on Instagram. And speaking personally, I've had to go and take a long hard look at the words that I produce. Now I know full well that I can't compete with the likes of Nick Drew on his operating experience, so he's just going to have to come and compete with me on my journalistic experience. And the slight downside to that, of course, is he usually does. Of course, all of this is good news for anybody that consumes this kind of content, whether it's on Facebook or on Twitter or on YouTube or on Diggerman blog or UK Plant Operators or on Diggersanddozers, because all of this content is free and you can just pick and choose. There's no subscription model to go with it, and there's no paid firewalls that seem to be the flavour of the month with traditional print publishing companies. So you, our readers, our viewers, can dip in and out just whenever you like, and it won't cost you a penny. And as our audience grows on these electronic mediums, other manufacturers will follow the lead set by the likes of JCB and Liebherr and Caterpillar, who have actively embraced these new bloggers and online journalists. As for the die-hard dinosaurs of the industry, frankly the only way is up. You either up your game or your game is up.